Are you looking to get your hands on an American V8 muscle car that'll have you grinning like an idiot every time you hit the gas? With a budget of $20K, you may not be able to snag the top-tier muscle cars, but you definitely get your hands on a roaring V8 that's loud enough so you don't hear the haters. In this video I present you 7 dream muscle cars you can own for under $20,000. Stick around, because the last car on this list is an absolute gem you don't want to miss. The 2011 to 2014 Mustang GT is a pure American muscle car. With a 5.0-litre V8 cranking out 420 horsepower and 390 pound-feet, this car is built to have a presence on the road. The Mustang GT's heavy steering, long hood, and big car feel make every drive engaging, though high speeds demand your full attention. Its handling is predictable, even if it doesn't always inspire confidence. But how cool will you look when pulling that accidental drift? When it comes to stopping, the Brembo brakes do their job effectively, while looking sharp behind those stylish 19-inch wheels. Inside, you're treated to Recaro seats that hold you well, though the back seats might be a little too tight for an average adult. The overall build quality holds up, not that it matters. You're buying this for the thrills, not for luxury. Tech and customization options are various, allowing you to adjust steering weight, customize interior lighting, and access performance tracking apps that cater to your preferences. Above all of these, you got this iconic raw shape, long hood, grille fog lights, hood vents, and sequential turn signals that continue the iconic Mustang design. A quick tip: if you're eyeing an MT82 manual, check for any grinding in second and third gears, otherwise, the 6R80 automatic is your smooth operator. Talking about bargains, the C5 Corvette is straight fire with its raw analog performance, and you can find one in good condition for under $20K. Under the hood, the Z06 packs a naturally aspirated 5.7L LS6 V8, cranking out 405 horsepower and 399 pound-feet of torque. That power hits the rear wheels through a 6-speed manual, launching it from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.8 seconds, with a top speed of 171 miles per hour. But let's be real, it's not perfect. The interior quality is almost laughable. Cheap plastics, massive panel gaps, and door handles that feel like an afterthought. And if you ask about the cup holders, yeah, it can barely fit anything. Still, the C5 Z06 has some cool quirks, like an early heads-up display and a rollercoaster-style grab handle. Additionally, it features a titanium exhaust system, which contributes to a weight reduction of 18 pounds. The driving experience, as you expect, is raw, fast, and loud. Steering has some play, but none of that overly light modern nonsense. This design keeps the C5 Z06 a legit driver's car, free from any extra sauce and packed with lit driving dynamics. Final verdict? For $20,000, the C5 Z06 is still one of the best sports car bargains. Raw, fast, and still holding its own against modern machines. The Camaro 2SS is all about that massive 6.2-litre naturally aspirated V8 that is pumping out 426 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. It comes standard with a 6-speed manual, but you can opt for an automatic gearbox if you feel more like cruising down the road. In terms of performance, this beast rockets from 0 to 60 in roughly 4 seconds and conquers the quarter-mile in about 12.5 seconds. Handling-wise, the Camaro SS does a great job, almost putting the Mustang on notice. Add in that raw V8 growl and low-end torque, and you've got the perfect recipe for American muscle car. Its retro styling, a throwback to the '69 Camaro, will make any classic muscle fan nostalgic. In terms of visibility, let's just say inside the Camaro it's like playing traffic roulette. The car has small windows, thick A-pillars, and a rear windshield that is practically useless, almost creating a claustrophobic feeling. But every detail was designed with the sole purpose to enhance the commanding look of the car. Built in Firebird's final production month, this car marks the end of an era. Under the hood? A 5.7L LS1 V8, with some 2002 models getting the LS6 block. Stock, it pushed 310 horsepower and 340 pound-feet of torque, launching from 0 to 60 miles per hour in the 5-second range and hitting the quarter mile in 13.4 seconds. It also managed a fuel consumption of 28 miles per gallon on the highway, which is not bad for an early 2000s V8. A cool fact of the Firebird is that it comes with the same T56 6-speed manual gearbox as the Dodge Viper. But the main feature, if I can call it so, of the Pontiac Firebird is its style. It's one of the latest model to feature pop-up headlights. The car also has honeycomb taillights and T-tops, because nothing screams early 2000s muscle like removable roof panels. Even Jay Leno has one. His was a WS6 Ram Air Edition, packing 325 horsepower and 350 pound-foot of torque. He deserves it as a 4-seater Corvette, same LS1 power, but with back seats. It's loud, raw, and still keeps up with modern cars in a straight line. The next car on this list comes unexpectedly from Sweden. The 2007 Volvo S80, Volvo's flagship sedan, is paired with unexpected muscle. More specific, a 4.4-litre V8, cranking out 311 horsepower and 325 pound-feet of torque. Power goes to all four wheels, launching this refined cruiser to 60 miles per hour in just 5.6 seconds. Back in 2007, it was a $55,000 executive sedan, about $67,000 today. Now? You can find 1/3 of the price, but there's a catch. Fuel economy is not its strong suit. Expect around 25 miles per gallon on the highway, but under 20 in real-world driving. And with a small fuel tank, you'll be making frequent stops. Maintenance-wise, repairs aren't cheap. $500 per axle for brakes, $2,000 for a steering rack, and $1,500 if the cooling system needs some work done. If you want a luxury sedan that's powerful, rare, and still a great value, the Volvo S80 V8 is a strong contender. At its time, the Mercury Marauder represented a muscle car resurrection in a sea of sedans. Powered by a 4.6-litre V8, this car delivered 302 horsepower and 318 pound-feet of torque, reaching 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.9 seconds. Not lightning fast by modern standards, but enough to get your blood flowing. The Marauder's most notable features regarding performance are upgraded brakes, suspension, and a limited slip differential, all borrowed from the Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. The drivetrain is the same engine as the Ford Mustang Mach-1, adding a punch to its performance. The Marauder stands out with its aggressive black grille, piercing fog lights, and darkened headlights, all topped off with a sleek rear spoiler. Inside, the Marauder features performance-oriented seats, floor shifter, and relocated gauges, while the climate control buttons on the steering wheel offer practical luxury. While it wasn't a bestseller, the Marauder captured the hearts of younger buyers as an American performance car, in an era where muscle cars were thought to be extinct. The last car on our list is truly a hidden gem. The Plymouth Duster might not be your daily driver, but if you're looking for a nostalgic thrill of a classic muscle, this car will make your weekends unforgettable. Initially powered by a robust 340 V8 engine that produced a respectable 275 horsepower, the Duster emerged as a formidable competitor at its time. But by the end of its production, power had dropped to 145 horsepower. While it lost some muscle over the years, the Duster remains a beloved classic. While other American manufacturers were shifting toward modern designs in the 70s, Plymouth kept a more the 60s style aesthetic, making the Duster a 70s car with a distinct 60s vibe. This retro design has made it a sought-after gem today, with 60s cars in high demand, while 70s models like the Duster are often overlooked. Market price and availability, the Duster remains surprisingly affordable compared to other muscle cars, making it a great option for a wider audience. Restoring it is straightforward, with body and interior parts priced similarly to other classics. While later models might not have the power of the earlier ones, there's plenty of room for modification. From budget-friendly bolt-on NS to full-on engine swaps, you can boost the power of your Duster without breaking the bank. Though it didn't get as much attention as other muscle cars of its time, the Plymouth Duster was a standout in its own right. Initially seen as an alternative to the Volkswagen Beetle, it gained traction alongside rivals like the Ford Maverick and Chevrolet Nova, and eventually paved the way for the Dodge Demon. Fun fact, the Duster's name was almost inspired by a Warner Brothers character, just a quirky little historical tidbit that adds to its charm. And that wraps up the list. I hope you had as much fun watching as I did putting this together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you're new here, be sure to check out my other videos.